Hi. I just found found out some good news, and found out that maybe a couple of my grandkids may want to cook, may want to learn how to cook. Yay! Anyways, I am going to be making something that I was kind of looking at, and it was real. I've always wanted to make it, but I've always made some potato pancakes. And my mother, your grandmother, my mother used to make potato pancakes, but she would make them out of the leftover mashed potatoes, which you could do as well. You just add some egg and some flour, and you add these delicious ingredients, you spice it up however you want to do it. You can actually make some pancakes and serve them with a little bit of sour cream. You can serve them with some applesauce, or you can even serve them, I don't know, with some salsa, which I've done. So some corn cakes actually. But this is a little different. These are latkes. So this is a Jewish food, and it's usually, oops. So it's usually done around the holidays, and but it's after the holidays, but I still want to learn how to make it. So I want to make it actually. So this is a little different. I had some purple potatoes, and so what I did was I shredded them. So here's some purple potatoes, and I put a little bit of salt in them. After I wrung them out, they're a little limpy right now because what I did was I add the salt to the purple potatoes, and I'm going to be adding the seasonings to the purple potatoes that are already shredded. And so basically what I did was I shredded them. Let's see, get one of these little grater things, and then you shred the potatoes after you peel them. Shred them, and then you just get a towel of some sort. Get a nice clean towel. Let me show you what I used. So I have it in my sanitized water. So you get a nice clean towel. Make sure it's nice and rinsed and you know, thoroughly clean. And then you put the purple potatoes inside the towel, and then you roll it up like this, and you squeeze out all the liquids, okay? And then what you do is you add a little bit of salt, and that'll bring back the moisture back into potatoes, because potatoes are full of moisture. And do you know we have over 200 different potatoes? We have a large variety of potatoes. You can actually make these with sweet potatoes. You can make these with Yukon potatoes. You can make them with any kind of potato you like. So anyways, but I'm gonna use the purple potatoes that I had inside the refrigerator. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and mix some of my seasonings in there. What I have is some nutmeg, I have coriander, smoked paprika, white pepper, garlic, onion, and they're about a half a teaspoon each. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. The salt, you can put as much, I wouldn't put too much salt. Try to eliminate that salt. And like the reason why I add the salt was because I wanted the salt to extract the liquids from the potatoes. So okay, so here we go. We're going to stir that up, right? With all the seasonings in there. Smells good. Smells yummy. And you can get your shredded cabbage already done. So I'm going to go ahead and add the shredded cabbage to that. Reuse that bowl so that I don't make so many dishes. But you know, if you're in a professional kitchen, it's okay to use those bowls. It's okay to use those bowls, okay? Because in professional kitchens, you know, they have a lot of dishwashers. I'm in my small little kitchen, so I don't have the convenience of a professional kitchen. A professional kitchen is much more complex. It's a lot more fun too. So if you're in the right professional kitchen. So okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to, you could add some white wine if you'd like, but I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. So that's like about a quarter of a cup of the water. And then I'm going to beat a couple of eggs here and add it to the water. Okay. Oh, and I also have a half of onion. This is grated, so I'm going to add that in there as well. And I'm going to add, like I did, like about 2 or 3 sprigs of, and I cut them of green onion, and I cut them diagonally, so they're like cut on the side. They're kind of sliced. Slice them diagonally, and then I have like, oh, I'd say about a quarter of a cup of shredded carrots. So this is not just going to be potatoes, but it's going to be have some veggies in there, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some latke with some vegetables. And you can, I've seen them, you could do cabbage and kale, you can do all these wonderful different ingredients. So I'll add the egg, oh, and I'll add the flour in there as well. This is about a couple tablespoons of flour. And that was about a pound of potatoes. So a pound of potatoes, after they wrung out, there was so much moisture in them. After I squeezed out the potatoes, it ended up being 0.7 pounds. So I'd say that 3/4 of a pound. Yeah, kind of crazy, huh? How much liquid is in a potato. So I'm going to mix this up. Make sure all the flour, all the seasonings are nicely incorporated in there. Ah, heck, I'm going to use my hands. In a professional kitchen, I don't know, do they use their hands? Of course they do. So, make sure your hands are thoroughly clean. Okay. So I can see that it's starting to bind together, see? With that extra little liquid from the salt, you know, excreting all the liquids from the potato. Yeah. That should be good. I'm going to rinse my hands in between. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my egg to that, my egg and water to that, just a little bit. Well, actually, you I don't want to, since I kind of threw away the liquid, you might want to reserve some of that liquid for the potatoes. Sorry. That's okay. So you just kind of mix it up like that. Yeah. And this should be heated up well enough now. Now I'm going to take, and I have a 1.5 tablespoon. You could use another spoon. I like using this if you want to get a bigger spoon. Let me see. I would say that's a good, what? That's a tablespoon and a half. I would say that's 3 tablespoons. So we'll do a couple of each kind. Smell it. Then I'm going to serve it with my pear. This is a pear that I made. This is a pear preserve that I made. It's a pear sauce. So it was actually supposed to be pear butter. But what happened was I added this apple pectin, which is a healthy nutritional supplement. I thought it was pectin, you know, the kind that you use in the jellies, but it wasn't. It was actually a pectin, a fiber pectin, which is good for you. So I said, well, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to try it because I don't want to tox anybody out. So I tried it first, and it was so good. And I thought, you know what, this would be good with purple potatoes, pear sauce with purple latkes. Purple, whatever. Okay, so I got that nicely stirred up. So what I'm going to do now is measure out a table and a half. Well, it's not level, but I just use this for measurement purposes. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to lower this because it's like at a hot point. You want to make sure that it cooks inside and out. And then you're going to mash it out a little bit. So you can see that. I'll show you in a minute. And make sure they're all, try to get them in there at the same time. Okay? Yum! I can't wait to try these. With a little bit of sour cream and some pear sauce. And then I'm going to get my little spatula, and I don't have one of those fancy spatulas, so I'm going to reach for a spatula that I do have. Just a regular spatula would do. You have to get fancy. Fancy schmancy. Just use a regular, this was my Auntie Ruth spatula that I had, and this would be your great-grandmother's spatula. So anyways, I keep it and love it. So okay, here we go. So I'm going to let that sizzle manizzle a couple minutes. Take my other little spatula here so it doesn't, yeah, I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. Because you want to make sure that your heat is on like a certain temperature. Oh, I can smell. It smells so good. So these are going to be so yummy. So, and they're fried. I'm sorry, no diets here. So, well, if you have a special diet, that is different. Very careful when you're putting towels and paper near fire. So you want to be very, 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 very careful because it smells good. Yum. So I'm going to flip these over. You want to get them nice and caramelized. And I would say, because it takes like a few minutes to cook on each side. Another thing you can add if you want them a little crispy, which is what I think I'm going to add, is a little bit of panko. So I am going to add some panko in with that. I'm going to go ahead and add this spoonful of panko, maybe two, because I think I want some crunch in there. You can also, besides the flour, you can also make, besides the flour, you can also use the matzo meal in that. Okay. Oh, I think that's going to be nice because it's absorbing all the liquids in there, which is nice. See what it looks like? Can you see that? Okay. I didn't hold that. There you go. Okay, so this is nice and caramelized. Those look pretty nifty. Don't put your fingers in there. I'm used to the heat. When I had my catering business, I used to pull out, don't do this, okay? Kitchen safety. I used to pull out pans with just my bare hands. I think, I don't know, it's like that, like mind over matter stuff. It's just crazy. I can't believe I did some of it, but I did when I was in a hurry, which is not a good thing. So don't do it. One of my chef instructors used to say, think. You better think. Think. Which at times, you know, it gets a little crazy in the kitchen, so it's hard sometimes to think. But try to concentrate, make sure you are, you know, taking all kind of precautions in the kitchen when it comes to safety. Okay? Because I've cut my finger. As many years that I have cooked, I cut my finger in class. So, okay, so these are pretty much done. I can tell by the color. I brought up the heat because every time you fry something, the heat's going to go down. The temperature of the heat is going to go down. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you don't over fry or under fry. And then you want to get it to a temperature where it's going to be slightly crispy on the outside. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah. I'm gonna serve it with some of my pear sauce. Try it. This will make you dance. That was yummy. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. I'm going to do a couple more of these. And then, I'll show you what they look at that close up. And there you have it. Purple